needs to get back some of that fire on D.
Now we'll look at Dallas's starting lineup. Doncic out there with J.J. Barea. And there's Porzingis. And there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Wood in at the 4 spot. And for the Clippers, Patrick Beverley out there with Paul George. Then it's Montrezl Harrell. Then there's Whiteside. And it's Anunoby in at the 3 spot.
Well, for so much of what Paul George brings to the table, you have to start with his defensive impact. He is one of the top defenders in the league at his position, if not the best.
And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. Butler passes to Doncic. And the shot goes in.
You know, as I watch Doncic, I think it's futile to try to distract this guy. His focus and concentration and control of himself is excellent.
You look at George with all he does, Greg, you sometimes forget how good his perimeter defense is.
Well, I mean, his teammates and coaches won't ever forget about the impact he has on that end. Even when George isn't scoring or the shot isn't falling, he is still a monster on the floor just with his defense alone.
The Mavericks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Yeah, Kevin, I was able to talk with Doc Rivers a few minutes ago. He said to win this game, it's all about how we handle Luka Doncic. We'll have to be on our toes defensively. Kevin, we'll see if they're able to slow down the Slovenian sensation.
Thanks so much, David. Whiteside kicks to Anunoby. Clock at 4. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. Here's George. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down.
And patience from George. Not rushing up a low percentage shot, not settling for just any shot. Instead, keeping his cool and burying a quality look.
Now here's Barea. Outside, Porzingis. Second shot opportunity, and the layup is up and in.
Well, I love the way he goes after it there. I mean, you've got to respect that. He's rewarded for his efforts of pursuing the ball.
George against Doncic. George, no good. Dallas leading by 3. Doncic right side. Passes it to Butler. And denied. He sends it right off the glass.
All the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
The Mavericks shooting their first free throws here for the night. Clark, there's nothing like opening night. Preseason in the rearview mirror. Now the games count for real. Terrific time.
Yeah, exciting for everybody because hope springs eternal for all teams in the league after you get beyond preseason. And the games do count. They start calculating and documenting W's and L's.
Clippers trail by 5. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Beverley, the pass to Whiteside. Yep, that one goes in there.
Love the unselfishness of Beverley. I mean, when he sees his teammate wide open, he quickly gets him the ball.
Barea kicks to Doncic. Beverley against Barea. Butler goes in. And the rejection by Harrell. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Harrell. Williams, he's checked in for the Clippers. Dallas also making some changes. Wagner, he's checked in for Christian Wood. And Dorian Finney-Smith subbed in for Butler. Here's Doncic. He's now 2 for 3 with that miss. Here's George. Happy to see that one go in for his second make in 5 attempts.
And George is so smart, so crafty on the dribble. He's just got an excellent way of controlling the ball and his body as he's dribbling.
And the impact that Porzingis can have on the defensive end, Greg, cannot be overstated.
The reach and leaping ability he has paired with his timing make him a premier rim protector. And what sets him over the top really is that fearlessness. He will challenge anyone and everyone at the rim.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Powell, he's checked in for Paul George. And it's Jackson in for Patrick Beverly. He gets that one.
Boy, for a pint-sized guy, Williams can absorb a lot of contact. Torches his man there.
On the wing, Doncic. He's guarded by Williams. And the dunk by Porzingis.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
And guys, I like the fact that he chose the one-hand tomahawk slam because you get a little higher when you go off one hand and one foot.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And wow, you just have to love the motor on Montrezl Harrell when he's on the floor. Great on the glass, and he just plays with such a fire.
Marjanovic checked in for Dallas. Now here's Wright. Doncic outside. With the teardrop, and Wright gets it to go on the assist by Doncic.
Boy, like seeing these passes. Doncic has a keen sense for when one of his guys is open, and he gets it to him on time, on target.
And with Harrell, you can see how his energy spreads to the rest of the team.
Reminds me a bit of what Fareed used to bring the teams. Harrell is also undersized, but boy, he makes up for it in so many ways.
The offensive rebound. Second chance effort. It's not going to go for him. Now Dallas takes it the other way. They'll double him with Harrell. Pass to Marjanovic. Wright with it. Pass to Finney-Smith. Here's Doncic. And it's Whiteside with the rebound.
Well, you know he wants that one back. I mean, more often than not, he'll sink that mid-range jumper.
Williams gets the bucket.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
And here is Doncic. He's got 5. The 3. Another 3 for Dallas.
You know, you can see the confidence Doncic shoots the ball with, especially when he gets room to pull the trigger from deep. No hesitation.
It's been all about Luka Doncic. Jimmy Butler, a hard worker on the floor and off the court as well, possesses a unique individuality.
I worked extremely hard to get where I am today, so whenever you walk to my house, you see a really big, some may call it obnoxious, boombox aquarium, but I love music. I don't really watch too much TV. It's always music, so it's just another thing to remind me, continue to be who you are.
A boombox aquarium, huh? Points for originality, Greg.
Butler, not shy, breaking from convention, beats to the rhythm of his own drum.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far, halfway through the first half in this one. And what do you think, guys, about Dallas here in this one?
Coming in hot. They were sharp from the perimeter right out of the gate.
Well, the player and ball movement has been excellent. Finding space, operating in space, and when they've gotten open shots, they've knocked them down.
On the court for Dallas here in the second, Wright and Doncic are the backcourt pair. Wagner out there with Marjanovic. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3.
Boy, showing you some power there, fellas. I mean, nice to see Doncic get up and drop it in with force that time.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Jimmy Butler has made several all-star teams, but he remains single-minded in pursuit of his bigger goal. Butler said, "I just want to win a championship. That's all that matters. I didn't do it in high school, didn't do it in college. If I don't win it here, then I'll go to the 50 and over league someday. But I got to win a championship at some stage." Kevin?
I like that attitude. Thank you, D.A.
You know, with Dirk Nowitzki retiring last season after a remarkable 21 years with the Mavericks, they are starting afresh, a new era, hoping budding superstar Luka Doncic can carry that mantle, and I think he's off to a great start in doing so.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
There's the pass to Marjanovic. Right outside. Doncic outside. Jacks up a three. That doesn't go either for Doncic. And you think of everything that Dirk Nowitzki has meant to the Mavericks. Clark, one team for his entire career.
An iconic Hall of Famer. You talk about 14 All-Star appearances and league MVP. 6th all-time in scoring. Most importantly, the franchise's first and only title in 2011.
The Clippers have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line. About 79% of their free throws.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. OG Anunoby's checked in for Harrell. Paul George comes in for Norman Powell. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Williams. And it's tied up with that one.
Well, he might not be blocking 4 shots a game anymore, but Hassan Whiteside's still a factor in the paint defensively.
The wide open look here for Porzingis. Dallas again missing. And so George will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. Poke loose. Butler with the steal. Out left to the wing. Here's Barea. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt. And with Whiteside, his size and length set him apart from others defensively. Greg, even at the center position.
You just can't ignore the reach and coverage that Whiteside has when he's in the paint. Even though the block numbers aren't what they once were, the amount of shots he changes is still very high.
Passes it to Barea. The tray. Rebound by the Clippers. Whiteside's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And Greg, we've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
And Clark, your love for the Buckeye State has never been questioned. What was the best part of growing up as a kid in Ohio?
Well, I think a number of things. One, having family around, extended family as well as immediate family, but also the sports love that exists throughout the state and being able to experience that and enjoy that with my dad and siblings. That's special. And having a career in basketball that I've had makes it even more special.
5 on the clock. Here's Barea. Not enough on that one as it misses. Clippers have gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. George against Wright. And that one's good. George has got the lead up to 2 now for the Clippers.
And George typically capitalizes well off any pick and roll situation because he makes quick decisions and his basketball IQ is pretty high.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. Last time they met was in Dallas.
And they lost a close one last time they saw each other. And you have to think that it was the foul trouble that really kept them from getting the win.
And, you know, as you said, Greg, when you are in foul trouble, it makes you less aggressive defensively. And when that's the case, it's hard to offer the kind of resistance that you need to. That was in the back of the mind, the foul trouble they were in.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Here's Beverley. It's rebounded by Dallas. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Right against George. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. I mean, he had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
Both good from the line that time. And the Clippers have possession. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. And stolen by Wright. And now here comes Wright, leading the break. Outside for Barea. 3-pointer, Butler, good, and it's Barea who picks up the assist. Butler's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And that's what I like to see from Butler, going right up with it. No hesitation at all. Ready to shoot as soon as he catches.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here.
All right, a chance here to check out the stats for Paul George. Coming off a terrific season. First in steals, and of course, one of the game's truly elite scorers with the second most points per game in the league.
And as you said, first in steals last season, you have to say he's the best ball hawk in the league right now. It may not even be close. Right against Beverly. 6 on the shot clock. Anunoby in the corner. Gets it to go from 18 feet away. 1:14 left in the first half of basketball. Barea dishes to Butler. Back to Barea. Pass to Porzingis. He kicks to right. Outside Butler. Over George. Misses off the right eye. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for Los Angeles. They trail by 1. George against Butler. Down it goes. That's 4 made from the field. He's 4 of 8.
I'll tell you what, Paul George has done a good job getting stronger since he's been in the league. And because of that, he doesn't mind seeking out contact. As a matter of fact, his new added strength gives him confidence as he seeks contact.
The drive by Jackson. Lays it up and banks it in. Jackson's got his first bucket in this one.
The quickness of Reggie Jackson, terrific. Superb at slicing apart the defense with his drives to the rack.
Now Porzingis. From deep three-point range, and that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. Their field goal percentage was a... And that should do it with the second...
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. The Clippers in the lead. Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Montrezl Harrell is out there with Anunoby. Then it's Patrick Beverly. Then it's Paul George. And it's Whiteside in at the center position. Doncic, no good.
Fantastic positioning there to contest that one.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he challenged the shot, and you can see the effects on the release of that shot. I mean, it turned a simple jumper into a tough one.
Mavericks trail by 3. And looking at the numbers for Whiteside the last few years, Greg, it seems like his production has come back down a bit.
And for a minute, Whiteside looked like he could be a dominant center, but he struggled since his great 2017 season. Shot selection has been hurting, and sometimes it feels like he is in his own way as a player.
Barea against Beverly. Outside Butler. Pass to Doncic. Over Beverly. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Guys, you look at Porzingis, and it seems like he's got a knack for chasing down the ball on the offensive glass. Really good instincts.
Now, here is George. D right on him. No good that time. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Yep, it goes, and the Clipper lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Doncic. Barea against Beverly. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Harrell, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Harrell's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
And the Mavericks call time here. Analytics, Clark, are such a major factor for coaching staffs and scouting staffs. And Plenty of micro-analysis to go around, but some statistics can actually be a little bit misleading, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin, and you can torture the numbers to say whatever you want them to say, so you have to be careful. I think there's a great place for analytics in the game. It's very useful in some areas, but you have to balance it. There has to be a blend there. Take, for instance, shot blocking. Just because you don't block a shot, that sometimes can dismiss what changing shots do to a team's defense or for a team's defense. The number of threes being taken. Effective field goal percentage is more important than raw field goal percentage because of threes.
Williams inside, defended by Butler. Williams gets the bucket. Williams has got 10 points in the game.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Doncic with it. Now guarded by Harrell. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
What's up? Boy, this is why me and so many others are high on Doncic. I mean, he's got the ability to fight through challenges that defenses present.
And as Dirk Nowitzki walks off into the sunset, the Mavericks seem to have found their next European superstar in Luka Doncic. The number 3 pick in last year's draft had a rookie season for the ages. Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Butler feeling out of it. And he gets the bucket. And now it's a 3-point Maverick lead. And Doncic, the EuroLeague MVP, led Real Madrid to a title. EuroLeague Finals MVP, all at the tender age of 19.
Incredibly accomplished. Despite that, slipped a little bit in the draft into the waiting arms of the Mavs, who moved up 2 spots to get him.
Mavericks making a switch here. Lights checked in. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession. And this is what the schedule looks like for the Clippers. On Friday, they'll face off against Anthony Davis and the Brooklyn Nets. And then on Saturday, they'll be facing Steven Adams and the New Orleans Pelicans. This offense has really been clicking.
And they know it, guys. They're playing right now with the kind of energy that is hard to deal with.
Doncic outside. Just 5 on the clock. No good from the wing.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
And the potential Anunoby has is exciting. Has the athleticism, the shooting touch, and the drive to keep improving.
2 seasons at Indiana for OG Anunoby and the 23rd pick of the 2017 draft. Great talk about his game.
You know, NBA ready physically from day one. You know, still working for consistency with his shooting, especially at the free throw line. But I like his potential as a two-way player.
And Harrell slams it in.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
And Wright kicks to Marjanovic. And the pass to Wagner. Wright outside. Feeds to Doncic. Over Williams. That's good from Doncic on the assist by Wright. And it's now 22 points for Luka Doncic. Jackson deciding where to go with it. Powell finds Williams. To the paint. Headshot off. So the Mavericks will take it the other way. Doncic outside. But they'll get another chance. Misses the deep three-point attempt. Clippers trail by 3. Passes it to Jackson. Over Wagner. 11 feet out, and he hits it. Jackson's got his second basket.
And pro move there. Finds a way to gain some separation against the much taller defender.
You know, your assumption would be that he'd be at a big disadvantage in that matchup, but you'd be assuming wrong.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
They can go 2 for 1.
It's about being smart right now.
Pass to Williams. High arcing shot, and Wagner pulls it down.
Boy, patrolling the paint well, protecting the rim. That's exactly the kind of defensive effort you need against him.
And Doncic gets it to go.
Tell you what, guys, the aggressiveness on defense just hasn't been there this half. Not like it was in the first.
Here's Williams. He's got 10. A 3-ball. No good. It's been all about Luka Doncic for Dallas. He's up to 26. And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Dallas leading by 5. On the court for the Mavericks. Kristaps Porzingis is out there with Wood. Then there's Luka Doncic. Then there's J.J. Barea. And it's Finney Smith in at small forward.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
Here's George. Makes good on the step-back jumper. George has got the fourth quarter started here with buckets for Los Angeles. Down low, Porzingis. That shot, no good. Good work defensively by Whiteside. Out to the right wing. Intercepted. Here's Finney Smith, defended by George. Dallas moving it around. With the fadeaway. And good, he nails it. Doncic has got the lead up to 5 now for the Mavs.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
Outside Jackson. Pass to Harrell. Lock at 6. Porzingis with the block.
You know, when Porzingis combines quickness with his reach, getting off the floor like that, he can block just about any shot.
Barea, the pass to Porzingis. It's good. Great play set up by Barea. Now it's a 7-point Maverick lead. And so George will bring it up for the Clippers. Beverly deciding where to go with it. George against Barea. And that one's good, George.
Not much you can do against Paul George on the drive. I mean, he's got great length and he knows how to use it, and he gets exactly where he wants to.
Harrell against Porzingis. And it's Hassan Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort. And Harrell shoots it in.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points.
Hey, guys, I know I'm stating the obvious here, but those could be an important 2 points considering how close this game is.
Porzingis with the ball. He's picked up by Whiteside. Outside, Porzingis got it off in time and beat the shot clock, but it's no good.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
And Greg, it's clearly been their edge, and in a close game like this, you look for every edge you can find. Boy, he's demanding the ball. He wants it, and he's coming through. I mean, you can see why his teammates trust him down the stretch, guys.
And the Clippers call time here. And at this point of the game, getting a break here, important for the teams to regroup. And for the players, this is where you have a chance to get rehydrated with Gatorade. Get ready to play strong to finish off the game. And the Clippers making a switch here. Anunoby's checked in. The Mavericks also with the sub. Butler's checked in. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Doc Rivers talking to the team. He's pleased that they're getting consistent points in the paint. He said, in this league, it's not easy to do what you guys are doing. Let's just keep doing it until they stop us. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Beverly for 3. But he gets it back. Back to Whiteside. Goes up again, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's on Porzingis.
You know, guys, you got to give much respect to the length of Whiteside. I mean, he's a hulking 7-footer who takes a lot of pride in being the defensive anchor for this team.
And both free throws good from Whiteside.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Yeah, they're making the most of their opportunities at the stripe, and they'll need to keep it up to take the lead.
Here's Butler. Outside Porzingis. Trying to get open is Butler. And Porzingis gets it to go on the assist by Butler.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And, Greg, you know nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession. Lou Williams is checked in for Patrick Beverly. Dallas leading by 5. Doncic passes to Barea. Now here's Butler. He's covered closely. Whistle blows. Bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
The free throw drops for Butler.
And, guys, I think Jimmy Butler has all the tools you could want in a two-way player. He's an excellent defender, and he also can score the ball from just about anywhere.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
That was a good time to call a timeout to try to settle everybody down and get back into their offensive rhythm. They've been coughing up the rock an awful lot.
And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Luka Doncic.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw-dropper. It must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight, because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
He's really seemed to feed off the hostile environment he's been faced with tonight.
Tell you what, that is a missed opportunity from mid-range for sure. With as little defense as was shown, should have made that one.
Wood with the bucket.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
Williams scanning the floor. No good. They had a chance to end the run there. And it's Butler with the ball. He'll bring it up for Dallas. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. Who do you think is the best center right now, spacing the floor and also embracing the traditional responsibilities of a center?
Boy, I tell you, it wasn't until the playoffs of this past season that I got to see Jokic. My goodness, he is a joy to watch. His footwork, his shot making, his skill, and I think his passing is probably the best attribute of his game. But I would put him in that category because he can make the deep three. Embiid is streaky from there. In terms of the balanced approach, I think probably we could throw Karl Anthony Towns in that mix.
Good names. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Dallas.
Anytime you get as many points in the paint as they have, you know you've got a good thing going, and you just want to keep it going.
And I also love the way they move the basketball. Their passing has been outstanding here in the second half.
And the first one drops. On when you see that step back three, Clark for Doncic. Shades of James Harden, the way he gets that shot off.
And you know what? They say Luka's deceleration, hitting the brakes and stopping suddenly, is top-notch, just like James Harden's. So that's quite a compliment. A lot of that is footwork and balance, but I think his quickness, too, guys, has been a little bit underrated. This guy is a little better athlete than he gets credit for.
Lets a floater go. Williams' shot is off. Dallas with the ball. They're on a 17-6 run.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for Dallas.
The coaching staff must be happy that they controlled their turnovers so well in this game.
Excellent self-control and patience tonight.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Luka Doncic.
Boy, from a scoring standpoint, he was absolutely sensational. Made the game look easy tonight.
Good, nice job down low. Doncic has got 34.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Boy, a fantastic performance. And I tell you something, I mean, you get roadkill, that's always a challenge in the NBA, no matter what. And they got it done.
Yeah, and the presence of Whiteside in the paint, really unreal. He is a dominant figure down low. Great work to grab that second chance opportunity.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do.
Thank you.